Claire, you said that you were a social scientist and you saw the opportunity in media that there are things the mainstream media doesn't understand and that you as a social scientist understand. Therefore, you started Quillette because you saw the opportunity for you make the point of sex differences and intelligence research, for example. And in my case, it was very different. I had the worldview that I have to take risks. I decided very early on, and when I decided that, I realized that I thought a lot, and I realized that my thinking does matter, and what you think is important. Therefore, I made the assumption that I can improve my thinking by thinking a lot and by risk taking. And over time, I studied more and more about risk taking and about thinking. I wanted to become a great thinker, and I thought a lot, and I realized that my thinking does improve over time, and I enjoyed thinking, and this is what I thought I have to do. I didn't thought I was smart. I thought I realized that I'm smart, but I thought I'm smart, but I didn't realize that I'm really smart. Therefore, I made assumptions about the world, such as that people can educate themselves by. I didn't realize that there are intelligence differences. What I know now, and or that I am high IQ because I once made an IQ test and I only did the half or something like that because it was so boring online. I think it was a real IQ test, and my IQ test was something like 80, but I only did half of it or less because it was so freaking boring. But I forgot that I only did half of it. So I thought that I have the low IQ and was really afraid of IQ tests. And then I made the test that I'm my personality test that I'm INTP and type openness, and then I realized that I'm maybe not that dumb or not that low IQ because INTPs have the highest IQs from all personality types, and therefore I exactly when I was younger I and at university I didn't thought that I can get a degree because of my ADHD and my trauma what I haven't realized back then, but I I thought I can get a degree. I thought I have to take risks, but I studied business law and I did was very interested in what they taught me. I couldn't concentrate on law or on I did thought I can write. Therefore, I created the assumption that law is not right for me, that language is not my thing, and then I realized that my memory is bad. Therefore, I started to learn mathematics or study mathematics, and yes, because I thought I'm not good in language, but now I wrote a book and I'm quite good in language as well, such as I'm probably mathematically gifted, and I learned that over time that I can learn things and that I'm intelligent, and this is what I learned over the last years. One of the things, some of the things, except that my thinking that did improve and that I can now think very well. And I learned crazy kind of thinking. And studied I studied science a bit. I learned one or two things, and I'm interested. I studied mathematics, and I realized that I'm interested to become a scientist because I couldn't concentrate on doing math. I wanted to do science, and I exploded with ideas on on how society is built, and I thought very much on my own, and I couldn't read really because I could only because I had to think so much, and thinking was my thing, and thinkers are not welcome in academia because you have to sit down and have to learn things, and this is a different kind of thing that I did. I did my ADHD thinking that was unstoppable, and my my talkativeness was quite high. I talked a lot, and I couldn't stop talking. And this was me when I was younger, because of my ADHD, my high IQ, and I didn't know that I'm very high IQ or that I'm highly gifted. And based on that, I realized that people I thought that everyone can become successful if they only learn enough, or if they only try to achieve something. Everyone can achieve being an entrepreneur. Everyone can be the next Elon Musk, but this is not true. This is simply not correct. We have some kind of limitations in our biology, such as ADHD is a limitation to to study to study at the age of 20 because you have the executive dysfunction. Therefore, you have to wait several years to re- to to maybe to neurofeedback or take ADHD medication to improve the executive function and to improve your how you how you organize yourself and how you handle your information. And over time, I realized that I am intelligent and that my ADHD can be cured. Or I thought about when I started mathematics, applied mathematics. I wanted to go into finance because I learned from Nassim Taleb that mathematics is useful, and but then I realized that I wanted to become a scientist because I saw Vinod Krishna. Maybe this isn't the causal reason. The causal reason is always difficult when you talk. You reason based on factors that come up to your mind, and reason and thinking is very much the same. And what you talk is very much what what goes on in your head very often. Not similar because you have a different kind of speed when you think and when you talk. And this is and you when you talk that much, you have a different. You can talk for 12 hours per day. We can talk for 5 hours maybe, because we are limited with our voice, and talking is something that is natural for psychologists. And talking a lot does mean that yes, we can discuss the whole day. That's what I wanted to say. But this is clear for us. We make assumptions about our future, and over time we realize that some things are possible and some things are not possible, and we make clear distinctions about what our life will look like in the future. And now this is my life. I plan to have a life with you, and I understand science now, and I understand writing, and I have a talent for
learned to write and I learned to think and I learned to read and I learned a lot of things and we can also say that this is not included in the media currently. Self-improvement or how you conduct social change, how you become somebody that is important for society. And I argue that this is not important for academia or for anything. We 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 because we are limited in our understanding of how we perceive reality, and all concepts are important because such as racism is probably important
because these are all concepts now, and over time the information pop up, and then you realize what's important and why my assumption is false that things are not included in your perspective. Media does include some information about what's important, but we don't I don't see that self-improvement or how you become somebody important for society, such as being an entrepreneur, is included in society. Why we have to consider that entrepreneurship, or how to become an autodidact, or how to educate yourself, should also be part of Quillette, or how you have financial freedom. And this is what I see is important for Quillette, and this is where we can make progress. We gain perspective from people who have the ability in some fields, who gain some perspective in some fields, and then we make progress on what's important for them, what's important for us, and is this intelligent person, and can he does he understand his subject? Does he understand what he's doing? Does he understand what he's talking about? Is he a legit authority in what he's doing? And based on that, we can hire people that are that that have the ability to make to make uh, to make progress for Quillette. And this is how we can grow Quillette. We can have the we can share the we can share a common ground in what's important, and this is what's most important. We have to understand that people have capabilities and that we can hire them for the capabilities, and therefore we can grow it to something meaningful and important. And these are one of the two sentences